Okay, today we're doing a circuit simulation to help get you ready for the RISE because the RISE has simulations on it and you need to know how to only change one thing at a time on these simulations. So we're going to practice. First of all, on your assignment you can just click on the link to get to the simulation, and we're just going to do the intro one. Just click where it says intro, and then let's go back to the assignment. So it says, what is electricity? Electricity is just the movement of electrons, either electrons moving through a wire, that's current electricity, or it could be electrons just transferring from one object to another, that's static electricity. So electricity is electrons moving. Electricity and magnetism can cause each other. So you can use electricity to induce a magnetic field, or you can use a magnet to induce electricity in a wire, and that's how they generate electricity. So for number 2, electricity and magnetism cause each other. Both of them can. Okay, so for number 3, it's time for us to make a circuit. So it says create a circuit with one battery, one light bulb, and some wire. So I'm going to start, I like to put the light bulb at the top and then the battery at the bottom, but you can do it however you want. I just think that it looks better that way. Oops. Okay. So I put a wire on one side and connected it to one end of the battery, and then on the other side. And you can see when I completed the circuit, when the electrons have a full path to follow, then the electrons start flowing from the battery into the light bulb and back again. That lights the light bulb. Now we need to use the voltmeter. Oops, having issues. We need to use the voltmeter to see what the voltage is. So you do that by putting the red lead on one side of the wire and the black lead on the other side. We can see the voltage running through this circuit right now is 9 volts. I'm going to go back to the assignment. You can go ahead and answer number 3 by yourself. For number 4, we said electricity is electrons moving. You can see we have electrons selected up here. So these blue circles that are moving around, those are the electrons. Remember, electricity is electrons moving, and we can actually see that happening. So number 4 says, what is moving along the wire? It's electrons. That's what electricity is. So for number 5, that's where it says to add the voltmeter into your circuit. How much voltage is in the wire? We figured out it's 9 volts. Now, here is the part that is the best practice for the RISE. This is where you're going to run several different simulations, only changing one thing at a time. So I'm going to start, oh, I want this to be centered actually, because I think it looks better that way. Oops. I'm going to start with trial 1, and that's the trial we just did. So you can type this with me if you want to. We did 1 light bulb and 1 battery, and the voltage was 9. We got to put a capital V so we know 9 volts. Okay, next let's go ahead and do trial 2. Now we can change either number of light bulbs or number of batteries, but not both. We want to see how light bulbs affect voltage, and we want to see how batteries affect voltage, but we can't figure that out if we change both of them, because if we change both of them and then the voltage is higher, we don't know if it was the light bulbs that changed the voltage or if it was the batteries or both. So we have to do one at a time. I'm going to start with light bulbs just because that is first. So I'm going to change it to 2 light bulbs, and if I change light bulbs, I got to keep everything else the same. So only 1 battery. So batteries are the same. I'm only changing light bulbs. Now let's go ahead and put this circuit together now. So I'm going to click on this wire, push the trash can to delete it. I'm going to add another light bulb because I decided to change light bulbs. I'm going to add in another wire to connect these 2 light bulbs. Then I got to add in another wire to complete the circuit. Now remember, I can't add another battery because I already added another light bulb. I can't change 2 things at once. Now let's measure the voltage by moving the test lead over. I see here that the voltage is 9 volts. That's the same voltage as before. So I'm going to go ahead and type 9 volts over here. So I can see that if I increase the number of light bulbs, it seems like I have the same voltage. Let's just make sure by doing the next trial as well with 3 light bulbs. And remember, if I change light bulbs, can't change batteries. So I got to keep it at 1 battery. Let's try that real quick just to double check and make sure that we're right. So I'm going to delete that wire, add in another light bulb, Add in some more wires so it's all connected. Oops. Okay, cut that wire off. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to test the voltage again. We've got 9 volts. Okay, it seems like no matter how much I increase the number of light bulbs, I pretty much always have the same voltage. Now it's time to test the number of batteries. So this time I'm going to go back to 1 light bulb because that is my control group. My control group is my first row, trial 1, 1 light bulb, 1 battery, 9 volts. I'm going to go back to the beginning. So to go back to the beginning, I'm going to have to delete the extra light bulbs I added. And I can just leave that wire there. Maybe I'll use it later. I'll just delete that one. Okay, so here's the original. What I had was just 1 battery and 1 light bulb, but I'm not going to connect them because now I'm not going to change light bulbs this time. This time I'm going to change batteries. So for trial 4, let's go ahead and do 1 light bulb because we went back to the beginning, right? And we're going to change batteries now to 2. So now we're going to change the batteries, leave light bulbs the same. So it's time for me to add another battery now, and then I'm going to connect this wire and let's see. Look at how bright that light bulb is. Those electrons are just scooting along. Okay, let's see what the voltage is. 18 volts. So I added another battery and the voltage went up. So now I've got to type that over here. 18, capital V for volts. All right, so it seems like if I compare trial 4 to trial 1, same number of light bulbs, increased number of batteries. It seems like if I increase the batteries, it increases the voltage. If I was you, I would do that again just to make sure. I would do trial 5, increase the batteries again. Remember, if you increase the batteries, you can't increase or decrease the light bulbs. Light bulbs have to stay the same. So that's what I would do if I was you. Only change one thing at a time, but you trade off which thing you change. So you start by changing light bulbs and then switch back and then change the batteries, and then you can see which one affects voltage. Yeah, and then you're going to answer just a couple questions after that, and then you're done. So good luck.